Dicen que en épocas de grandes cambios es cuando aparecen las mejores oportunidades. Este es el momento de aprovechar el presente para construir el futuro que deseamos.
Recording in progress.
Hoy abrimos una puerta al futuro en el que las más avanzadas tecnologías se ponen a disposición del ser humano para construir un mundo mejor. Descubre Decentra, la oportunidad que eleva tu potencial con la ayuda de las mejores herramientas digitales del mercado actual, como blockchain, staking, web 3.0, NFTs, DeFi y más, mientras te ayuda a mejorar tus finanzas personales. Usando la tecnología más avanzada hoy y creando la que está por llegar. Bienvenido al futuro. Bienvenido a Decentra. El mundo del futuro se está construyendo en estos momentos. Un universo sin límites llamado metaverso está naciendo. La siguiente generación en la evolución de Internet. Un lugar donde las barreras de tiempo y espacio no existen. Un mundo donde la imaginación, fusionada con el desarrollo tecnológico, construirán los negocios del futuro. Y en este mundo, los cimientos de una gran ciudad comienzan a ser colocados. Decentra y Landian, la alianza que cambiará el mundo, están construyendo Decentra City dentro del metaverso. Esta ciudad será un lugar para explorar, para crecer, para conectar, donde podrás hacer tantas cosas como desees. Y habrá un lugar para el emprendimiento, para la formación, el arte, el entretenimiento y las relaciones humanas. En Decentra City podrás comprar o alquilar coches, invertir en activos, comprar la casa de tus sueños o construir un gran edificio. Pero también podrás disfrutar de multitud de experiencias asombrosas. O jugar. Tendrás una versión digital de ti mismo, viviendo e interactuando con otros ciudadanos de Decentra City, con un avatar personalizado. El metaverso hiperrealista más avanzado del mundo. Este es un momento único en la historia. La primera compañía de network marketing que arranca oficialmente dentro del metaverso. Decentra City, la ciudad donde no existe lo imposible.
Exploring new places is one of your dreams? Sure it is. We all want to explore the world. And now it is possible for far more people. Discover Ovasky, the private travel membership with exclusive experiences for lower prices. The more you travel, the more you can save. The more you save, the more you can travel. Join Ovasky today. The world is yours to explore.
Díganme si me escuchan ahí, fuerte y claro, fuerte y claro. Ahí se escucha. Perfecto. Muy buenos días a toda la familia Decentra. Bienvenidos sean todos ustedes a este training call que nos toca el día de hoy estar aquí con ustedes. Háblenle a todos sus equipos, díganles que se vengan para acá. Es momento que todo tu equipo se venga para acá. Es momento que todo tu equipo esté aquí presente con nosotros, porque la mentoría del día de hoy, híjole, les va a volar la cabeza. Yo sé. Claro que no. Yo siempre que los entregándose, realmente te das cuenta de que háblate con tu equipo y vamos a arrancar. Dicen que no se escucha interferencia. De nuevo se va el sonido, ¿me escuchan bien? Dicen que sí me escuchan, varios me escuchan bien, perfecto. Y nada más para confirmar. Pues señores, bienvenidos a este training call, hoy viernes 21 de octubre, a este fantástico training call. Por favor, revisen toda la información que les vamos a estar compartiendo, porque les vamos a compartir una información de alta calidad. Me dicen por acá que tiene que estar pantalla completa, déjenme ver cómo lo podemos poner como pantalla completa. Por acá. Y para que estemos en la misma vista de dos páginas, no presentar. Ahí está. Pantalla completa, señores. Pues bienvenidos a este training call. Mi nombre es José Luis Furlong. Y como siempre, es un honor.
And as always, it's been an honor and a pleasure to be here with you. Here's some slides that we're missing. All right. So this training call, we chose to name it like a bulletproof mindset. And what does this mean? And it's having that is mindset that is completely bulletproof. Well, and I don't know about you, but sometimes we're in a point in our life whereas we're going to always constantly be receiving and facing challenges and receiving, well, those obstacles. And you're always going to be subject of criticize, of envy and jealousy and bad comments. And I even dare to say, to even bad treatment, because even those bad things we're going to be facing. So something that a person needs to do, a successful leader, and if you want to be successful within this business and in any area of your life, you need to have that bulletproof mentality. So we're going to be talking about this concretely. And I don't know if you have seen, but the 95% of the things that we are going through, we can face it mentally. And I hope my friend Violeta is here because I truly love her. Some greetings to them, to wherever they are right now. And 15 days ago, she was telling me something really important, and it's something that we already know, but what I'm going to tell you is something that you already know. But nonetheless, we are not aware, and if we are aware, normally we don't practice it and apply it, because I always said that the people that the most knowledge they have, the most learning and the most personal growth they have are normally the ones that more responsibility we have. And also we're the one that make the most mistakes. So I was talking to her that the secret behind a person that they only achieve the first or second rank, or a person that gets to a fourth, fifth, or even the highest rank of the company, and that is the belief that they have on themselves. If you believe in yourself, and there's an audio that I love it, and there's an audio that says, everyone believes in you except yourself. So I'm asking you, how much do you believe in yourself? Because the 95% of the things that we are doing today is mental. It's mentally. With our partners, with our friends, all those challenges that we're facing is that mental work. And the other 5% is just physical. So type in number 7 in the chat if you agree with me that everything is, and it's absolutely everything is mental. And there is some That's where our awareness and unconsciousness gets in. So the 5% is our conscious mind, and the other 95 is our unconscious mind. So something that is important is that you always need to remember your why, your reason. And this is gonna be something ambiguous, but this is something that happens out there. How many of you get to your house, you get with your wife, with your partner, with your kids, or your parents, and you get there and want to talk about Decentra or a business or something that you want to do, of something that you want to achieve. And normally what they do, and I tell that, talk about like talking gibberish, and there's like, hey, you better study. You find a good job, and I think that this is not bad. But there is people that works. There is people that they are researchers, that they are, or had a waiter, a waitress, and people that take care of me in a restaurant, or that someone that works in customs for my passport and everything. Because it's truly important that you today, you yourself find out what you are doing today and where you're standing, because now you're taking a decision of being off the chart. And most of the people out there are talking about gossips, are talking about negative things, are talking about news, are talking about the soap opera. But what your life is going to change when you leave that garbage outside of your life and of your mind. And the worst is that you set those things into your mind, and if you take them out, it's going to change radically. So try it for 30 days. I was in the gym, and the people out there in the locker rooms, they were listening to the news, and I was like, no, I have to hurry up to exit this place. Why? Because you need to have that bulletproof vest in your mind. And one of the things for you to have a bulletproof mentality is that you need to always remember your reason, your why. Why do you wake up every single day? Why you're happy and grateful? Why you want to give a better life quality to your kids? Perhaps those are your dreams. And out there, they're saying that it's so simple that you get into a job, and what they're going to do is to break your dreams. They're going to shatter your dreams, and they're going to get you paid for a salary and a wager where your dreams are going to just exit the place and going to exit your mind. And disregarding wherever you're living, that there are people that goes to work early and goes out late, and of course those transportation times, and there is a going on and on and on and on, and you don't even have time to be spending time with your partner. But why you broke your dreams? Why you shattered your dreams? So in what time you stop dreaming? A lot of times it happens that the work is so difficult that there is people that are paying to do it. There are people that pay someone else to make their own job. Why? Because they are making their dreams. So always remember your dreams. What are your dreams? Perhaps it's nothing material, because everything is from be to have and to do. Perhaps it's being a yoga instructor and impact on millions of people's lives, because you need to leave a legacy. But nonetheless, obviously, a strong engine is your family. When you are working in this business and in any business, of course, you're going to receive those critiques. Of course, your income and everything is going to be. And I have always said, always your environment is always going to be stronger than your will. Your environment is always going to be stronger than your will. Well, pears with pears and apples with apples. If you get together with emos, well, you're going to be, the probability is going to be very, very, very high. If you get together with metalheads or rockers, well, you're going to be one of them. But it happens really often that we don't realize about all of these kind of situations. But remember your dreams, remember your family, remember that powerful thing.
Y si tú todavía no
And if
encuentras
you are yet hasn't found your dream, type in number 5, and you don't have that clear dream to stop moving away from that place and to start taking action. Because one of the main reasons why the people doesn't grow is because they are not honest with themselves. I invite you completely that you for yourself start finding those dreams. And if you don't know how that is, I encourage you to get closer to your mom, to your dad, or your family with your kids and ask them just like this. Hey, you know what? What is your dream? What would you like to do? Imagine your kid of 3, 5, 7 years. Where would you like us to travel together? Perhaps you would like, I don't know. And even their eyes are gonna glow and shine and tell you, hey, I want to go to Disney. So today I qualify as diamond, I will take you to Disney. I don't know about you, but I even got the goosebumps because the day I get to diamond rank, I'm gonna take you to Disney. Just look at this, how powerful it is that your family is your engine, so you're always remembering your engine. That freedom, perhaps your dreams is freedom. The freedom of being able to do whatever you want. And it's not freedom with libertinage. Because freedom and libertinage are two different things. And that is having that responsibility, but that is a full freedom. I know people that have a financial freedom, but they don't have that. And that's doing what you want, whenever you want, with whom you want, and how you want it. So type in number 1 if you would like to have that financial freedom. If you like right now to go traveling and just take your family, your friends, your cousins, whatever you want. If you want to go to the best Halloween festival if you want, you can do it. Because that's what our job does. Takes the time and the freedom for you to do those things. And also, because this is going to take you to something really important. In this business, it's something that happens. This is a roller coaster. You get into the business, you get so excited, so type in number 5 in the chat if this has happened, that you go up and down and go up and down, and this is going to change my life and everything, and what they start to tell you, hey, this doesn't work, they're already brainwashed, and what is happening? Then your excitement goes plummeting. But there's another people that says, hey, this also happened to myself. They always tell me the same. They tell me this and they me that. And then again, and then you go to an event, you go to convention, and then you see all the successful people upstage in the first places. The paychecks, the travels and trips, and then your excitement start going up again. And then you go out there and start contacting that 10,000 people, and then it happens the same thing again. You go and plummet again. Well, it's going to happen again. Then it's going down again. And that's an emotional roller coaster. So I invite you and encourage you to start having that emotional intelligence. So if you ask me, of all the things that I'm sharing, and all the things that all leaders are sharing in training calls, I will resume in 2 things. And this is the secret to achieve diamond and have a financial freedom. First, always believe in yourself. Hey, my family, my kids, my husband, my wife, my brother, my sister, whatever. Even my upline doesn't believe in me. Just let me tell you something. Believe in yourself. And number 2, and have an emotional intelligence that is just plain. That is plenty. So you have to start developing and developing a right mindset. So I invite you, what is happening? So now, what am I going to share? Sorry, I dropped my glass of water. So I'm going to share something really important. the keys for massive success, if you're interested on being and having massive interest and success, the first is the commitment. How committed are you with yourself? Not with your team, not with your upline, that is important, but with yourself. So are you committed to do it 90 days, 180 days, 260 days? Because your life is going to change if you do that. But if you're only doing it once in a while, that is not going to happen the same way. You have to realize what's your level of commitment, because there's a price to pay. Second one, to be responsible. Responsibility. If you have a responsibility, first with yourself, then with your team, then with your company, you have to be responsible. Imagine that one of the speakers that we are giving this training call and say, hey, yeah, well, we do it. And then it's 10 a.m. or 10:15, depending on the time you're given. And one of the leaders doesn't show up. Is he actually talking about you? Are they going to invite you again to an event? Of course not. And it has to be with the level of responsibility that you carry. And I love it because a lot of people says it's 9 p.m. or 11 p.m., 12 midnight, 1 a.m. even. And there are occasions that we're doing that presentation. We are having a meeting with our partners or with the guests, 1, 2, 3 a.m. even. And they're telling me, are you crazy? Who's gonna have the time at that hour? So when your dream is clear, when your reason is clear, and your responsibility for you and for your team and for your company, you can actually realize the price to pay. I'm not telling you anything new and nothing that you have heard. And to be trainable and to be teachable. I love my friend Flavia says, to be in that teachable mode and to be in apprentice mode. I'm not the star here. I'm not the rock star. I'm telling you what is already out there, and that all the alarms are going to tell you about this once and again and again and again and again and again and again. Like our dear friend Salazar, Omar Salazar says, engrave it where the deepest in your mind, because that repetition is the master key. So you need to be teachable. You need to have that burning desire, but a desire that is a burning desire. All right? A burning desire. Because if you only have a desire, everybody can wish and desire for anything. Well, I wish and I desire having water. I desire to have a couple. I desire to have money. But to actually, that came from your gut, and having that burning desire, and write this down because it's not the same, that you are hungry for success, that be famished of success. What does it take for a person that looks like a leader here in the business? I can see in their eyes someone that is just hungry, but is famished. So we need to have that burning desire, and subsequently a work ethic, an integrity. Nobody's going to be 100% integer, you know? We are human beings. We're not perfect, and we're keep learning to try to be more perfect. But be a person that be full with their say, that they're whole with the things that they do, with that they say, what they do, and what they promise, and obviously with the results. And to have a mindset for the long term. And sorry if I said this wrongly. So if you're thinking in that this business, if you're gonna just give it a trial for 30 or 90 days, that is okay for a trial, but you're not seeing it for the long term. And it's not that I said it, but Gorka says this. So a person that says that a person that has 90 days and haven't signed them at least 15%, just take him out of the multi-level, because that is a person that hasn't thinking about long term. And I'm going to tell you other people are not having the results out there. 100% of the people that gets into network marketing, and just look at this, of the 100% that gets into network marketing, 63%, they just quit in the first 90 days. And I just told you something beautiful and something ugly. Hey, but I signed 5, I signed 10, and you're telling me I'm even made 20 to sign and join. So in average, 14, they're just gonna quit. And trust me, they're gonna quit. And it's not that they're quitting about Decentra because it isn't good. It's not because they're quitting about you because you're not good. They're quitting in their own life because they haven't understood that this is the long term. So when you understand that this, and I always talking about my experiences, when I get into my network marketing, I joined April 10, and for July 24th, I pay my subscription, my membership. And that was that monthly products. And in those months, I didn't sign no one, and I invited more than 80 people, and not even one signed. The first 50, they didn't even get to the presentation. Imagine that if I didn't have a mentality that this is a long-term thinking, long-term mentality. And the 4, 5, 6 that said that no, I would have just quit. But I thought, I knew that it was a long term. Before you are great, before you are excellent and wonderful, you have to be bad at something. You're never going to make a good plan if you are never done a bad plan. I remember my first presentations were not bad. They were terrible. Then I improved myself. But like I love information, my presentations were like 3 hours, 3.5 hours. My presentation, imagine, is that this information is so good that I'm given. And the people are not signing. And then I look back and I saw that there were people that they were doing it in 15 minutes and they were signing everyone. So you need to keep it simple and applicable. So to be great, you need to be something, you need to be that's in something first. So first, when you go to a bicycle, you're in the training wheels, and then you take away the training wheels, and your father or your mom is going behind you, taking care of you. But then he leaves you alone for you to do it by yourself, and then you start falling down and get scratched knee and then just get beat up, because you need to understand that with some-term results that are incredible, is because we have more failures than achievements, and more failures than the people out there, because we need to understand that a failure will lead us to success if we continue improving. So find the comfort even in uncomfortness. Success is not in the comfort zone. You have to be uncomfortable. And in some way, you have to program yourself. And remember that we're talking about bulletproof mindset. You need to program yourself that being uncomfortable is normal for you. That is normal for you to be in that awkward moment. 90% of fears and doubts are never going to happen. Hasn't happened to you that you have thought about 1,000 bad things that is going to happen, and about 95% or 99%, it never happens. Never happens. You have to trace your own path. Something that we hear often. Don't you wish expecting the same results if you are different results if you are doing same things? So 2 + 2 is 4. 2 + 2 is 5. Don't expect a different result if you are not changing the variables. You need to change those variables and do something different to achieve something different. Something else that is important, and this is something that I teach to the people, and that it needs to be teachable, but also to expect that feedback. A lot of people, when they start working with me, or they're seeing me from afar, they have told me about this, and that is perfect. They do not like, and they're afraid, and they have told me, is that you're strict, you're rigorous, and at first you start hating me, but at the end you start loving me. And I'm telling you that if you have a support line that is so lazy, and then start building your own team, you can see the people that are out there, that they are tough coaches. They're not strict, but they're rigorous, and they will bring out the best version of you. At first, they're gonna be hating you, but at the end, they're gonna be loving you. So you need to accept to have and receive that feedback. Otherwise, there is no growth. I'm saving you from thousands of books and hundreds of audios. Get yourself a born partner. So you need to get a person, can be your upline, can be your downline, can be your crossline, can be someone from out there, your wife, your kids. I do not recommend this a lot because they're not in the same frequency as you, but find someone that is in the same frequency as you or higher. And with him, you commit. A barn partner is someone that is always going to be pushing you, and it's always be pushing you, and it's always be demanding you, and it's always going to be demanding you to do things to achieve your agenda. And watch this, to be responsible with your promises and with your numbers, because all in life are numbers, and we do not realize there is a number in food, in income, in money, and if you're not responsible and have an accountability, but because there is a lot of tools for this, control sheets and accountability sheets, and this is going to be so difficult for you, and it's going to take a long time. So I encourage you to get a born partner, but also find a mentor. You need to have a mentor that what that person has in results, in person, spiritual, in their own being, is someone that actually inspires you. Hey, I don't have someone that has all these areas. Well, find out a spiritual mentor, a financial mentor, an emotional mentor. It's okay, divide it. No one is perfect. So we have a system that is just great. It's simply great. And I encourage you to not reinvent the wheel. We already have a DTS, the Decentra training system, that allows us to have trainings every single day from Monday to Saturday, Monday to Sunday. Sunday, we have millionaire mentorship. You already have the table set. Hey, what about if we do this, we do that? So no, ladies and gentlemen, don't reinvent the wheel. I tried to do this a long time ago, and it took me years to get to equivalent on diamond. It was not decades, but years. Why? Because I was trying to reinvent the wheel. So be trustable, be trustworthy. So if your sponsor tells you two on the left and one to the right, and then you change them, no, ladies and gentlemen, your upline told you two on the left, one on the right, and just do it that way, and you're gonna find the results. And if you don't trust me, hey, after this training is done, call your upline and tell it, hey, I commit to you that the next week, whatever you tell me, I'm gonna do it. Whatever you tell me, I'm gonna do it. And commit, and I assure you that you're gonna have an incredible result. Because your mentors knows about what they're doing. They already traced this path. And this is linked you are not going to be able to do this business alone. If you're one of the people that are self-sufficient, self-independent, that's all right. I'm one of them. But if you think that if you believe that you are the best of the best and you're Mickey Mouse mother or Cristiano Ronaldo's mom, trust me, you're not going to be able to do it alone. You need a work team and a high performance team. Below, above, and to the sides. Hey, I'm a businessman and I earn this much. It doesn't matter. When I have businessmen that says, hey, I'm successful. Yes, you are successful in your industry. You are successful in what you do. But you are not successful here. Out there, I have to learn from you. Here, I invited you that there's two ways to do this business. To your way, my way, and the right way. Whatever you do, you tell me we're going to do it. So you tell me which one you want to do it. Your way, my way, or the right way. As simple as that. So follow the system. You cannot do it alone. You have to do it with a team. So just look at this. The uplines are the ones that we make the most mistakes, but we all not have to do the same mistakes. So if I already did that mistake and I already went through that path, by moral support, I'm going to tell you, hey, don't go that way. Go this other way. Because I already fall down over there. But it seems, and type 7 in the chat, when your upline tells you, hey, it's this way, but you're not consciously in your ego, in your stubbornness, and that I can do this, that I'm John Camone, and you start doing all the opposite, and you go to the left. It's not going to work. We all do need to make mistakes, and you're going to learn from it. But your upline is here from the mistakes that we already done. So if you choose not to make them, because we're going to teach you the mistake that you don't have to take. So something else. Remember that we're talking about mentality. If you buy someone's opinion, and if you go out there and prospect someone, hey, that is gonna fall, is that this, that, I have seen on YouTube, I've seen this and that. And I invite you to do this question to yourself. If you buy someone else's opinion, you're buying their lifestyle. When someone criticizes me and tells me, hey, no, that about crypto and blockchain and this and that network marketing and this and that, and I just see them and say like, hey, what is the result in your life? Not only financially. Do not take advice from someone that you don't want to look alike. Because if you take that belief, that opinion, and make it your own, what is going to happen? Well, you're buying the lifestyle, and that is going to happen to you. And that is going to happen to you. Always in a conversation, either you sell or you get sold. Either you sell your idea or someone is going to sell their idea to you. So just see what the opinion you are listening to, and we have heard about this. What are the result of the 5 people that we take and we relate the most in our time? So with whom you are spending the most time? So prioritize and not sell. And I'm telling you, there are people that are trying to sell the opportunity because we have great products, we have Albusky, we have our staking packages, we have the university. But nonetheless, I'm also telling you, you also need to prioritize, because sometimes we spend time and waste time with people that we are not supposed to be giving them that time. Imagine that I was taking, that my job is to make bulletproof cars, and I go to the worst area and the poorest area of my city and try to sell this bulletproof car. Why? Because this is not the section of my market section. I know that you love your auntie and you incredibly love her, but your auntie Is broke, is unemployed, and doesn't nobody wants to talk to her because she's bitter. Well, don't bring her to the business, because if she's out there like this, if she's bitter, angry, and frustrated, what do you think is going to happen to this business? It's going to happen the same thing. Hey, but I want to help her that see the training calls and to see these trainings, of course. But I invite you to not get her into the business. Just go to her house and just start seeing a training call and just, hey, and unconsciously she was gonna start receiving that information. So when I'm in the road, and perhaps they're not in the business, but there is not kind of active, I set audios. And sooner or later, unconsciously, they're gonna listen and listen and listen, and sooner or later, you're gonna start applying that information. Don't try to push that information. Pareto's law, the 80-20. There are people in your organization who are gonna tell you, hey, things from the past, yes, they're also important, but you need to be focused in that 80% that is gonna produce, I mean, in that 20% of the people, they're gonna be producing the 80% of the other. So prioritize, do not sell.
Que es la famosa vocecita, ese angelito y ese diablito que tenemos ahí adentro.
So sometimes our mind is going to be tricking on us, and that little devil and that little angel that are speaking to our ears. Oh, I want to make my partners retire, or whatever the reason that you're doing Decentra, don't let it become an excuse of why you're not doing this business. Hey, I'm doing this for my business, for my kids, because I need to take care of my kid. I have to take her to school, but I don't have the time, and then this and then that. The reason that why you are doing Decentra is the excuse of why you are not doing Decentra. So your reason cannot become your excuse. And all of this has to be with your emotional intelligence. No, learn and apply the law of probability. I was training myself at 9, 10, 11, I don't remember what time it is. It was. I was seeing a training in YouTube from Elon Musk. And he was talking about this, the law of probability. If someone works 100 hours a week and you're working 50 hours a week, it doesn't mean that they're not productive. But the probability and the chances that it's going to make and be better is going to be the one that work more hours. So you need to learn about the law of probabilities. If you're in my training, 15 are going to confirm, 10 are going to arrive, and from those 10, 2 or 3 are going to sign. And from those 20 that sign, there's going to be 8 that are going to put their crypto to work, and there are 2 or 3 that are just end up being brokers. So the more you work, the more lucky you become. Luck is the work done, because the more you work, the more lucky you are. Become the kind of leader that would you like to follow, and that's personal development. Start thinking as someone, as the owner of a business. So an owner of a business will be thinking, oh my God, I don't have for my fixed prefixes, I don't have for my salary. I can see there's a deposit over there because God is great. No. You have to be thinking as the owner of a business. You need to start thinking as a businessman, as an entrepreneur. And this is gonna, listen to this. If you go to an event, hey, but I'm the leader, Sapphire, Ruby, Diamond, Crown Diamond, you have to be the first to get there. All right, that is good that you have a result, but leadership is made by the example, is guided with example. You have that business-like mentality, because that is going to take you. to that successful place, to be the first on arriving, be the first to do the presentation in your team, be the first because you are the image of the people that wants to follow you. So be a person that solves problems. You have to create a winning environment. And look, it depends on you, that work environment. So did I feel that synergy with my team? And if I felt that synergy, well, that is a winning team. Because someone that solves problems, but at the same time, you need to understand what you saw, well, that's what you harvest. So if you want to get money, you need to invest money. So, ladies and gentlemen, invest. We invest on trainings. We invest on events because we know that that is our business-like quality. So you need to invest money in order to get money. You have to preach with example. Motivate instead of dictating. And watch this. Network marketing is an army of volunteers. Here is no one forced to be here. This is made of volunteers. Either you do it or don't. If you don't do it, well, you're going to have the same results. So we need to understand that this is a long-term business. Decentra is a marathon and not a 100-meter sprint. Because it's like gym. Because he will not go for a whole month when you go to the gym for a whole month, and then after 31 days, you start trying to work 80 hours straight. And I saw a friend that he was like 140 kilograms, and I saw him a few months ago, and he started working out, and he was completely changed because he was working. And he still seems a little bit chubby, but he seems like now he's backed up. Why? Because he's being constant every single day. He didn't want to make a 100-meter sprint. He was seeing it in the long term. Because we're talking about the compound interest. So Decentra is a marathon and not a 100-meter sprint. Do not compare with others like, hey, this guy is 4 months and I haven't get to my rank, and there is a person that just get here 5 days ago and already have the same rank as myself. So do not compare it to yourself. Hey, my diamond leader and everything. No, it all has to be with you. You need to have a scoreboard for results, for achievement, for goals, and everything. With this, I'm gonna wrap up. I'm gonna give you a big gift. And with this, I'm gonna tell you about this. My 10 main commitments. First, I will build my business with character, like one of the main pillars, and I will practice the golden rule while I'm building. This business is of characters, and characters are forged on the field. The yes builds my business, and the no's builds my character. Number two, I will be consistent. If I only have 1 hour a day, I will work Decentra 1 hour a day, but commit to that hour. Because they want to have one day 5 hours to Decentra and the next day is just 2. If you say 2 hours, it's 2 hours. It's 1 hour, 1 hour. But you need to be consistent. Number 3, hours of my upline and my team for my team to be solid and allows me to generate a residual income that is substantial. Number 4, I will operate and work with integrity. If I said that I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And this is one of the most important points. If I said that I'm going to do something, I need to honor my word. And that's when magic starts to begin. If you say that you're going to quit drinking soda, just quit drinking sodas. It's not like, right now, yes, later on, no. So if you say that you're going to do Decentra 1 hour a day, just do 1 hour a day. If you say you're going to be punctual, you're going to be punctual. And there are people that are not successful or that are half successful because they're breaking their own promise to themselves. So if I say that I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Number 5, I will commit to present to each new member the resources that the Decentra and the team has to offer, to the means of giving them the opportunity to earn, setting use to these resources. Hey, mister, you already got paid now. You cannot have the luxury of calling yourself a leader if you just sign them and just leave them by themselves. I already hired them, or I already did this, I already did that, but they haven't done anything. If I don't train them, if I don't coach them, if I don't call them, well, that person is not going to know the business. They are not going to know what they're doing here. And they're going to get lost, and that's what happens. That hurts this industry. When you bring a new independent entrepreneur, you have to teach them because that is your true job. So commit to present all the resources that the center has. 6, Number 6, I will take my problems to my mentors and I will recognize my team. It's not to be that mama chicken. It means that I'm going to be recognizing. Number 7, I will choose the production over the policy. But just leave away the gossip and choose to help your team. And choose that production, not of you, but of your team. Because those new people that are coming here with $5,000 and commit to the next 90 days. Because if you don't do nothing, nothing is going to happen if you're not focusing on your production. So focus on production instead of politics. 8, I will keep myself humble and put the necessities of my team before my own. That are the personal and my own. It's not your check, it's not your rank, it's your team. Number 9, never quit. There is no exit strategy. The failure is never an option. And number 10, my team is here to dominate and win. So as an independent entrepreneur, as a leader, it's so simple to get to diamond and to get that financial freedom. Number 1, believe in yourself and stop believing the things out there. Have the belief within yourself. And number 2, develop that emotional intelligence. And that will carry you to have that bulletproof mentality. So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure of being here with you today. Thank you. I hope that you like this. Type in number 7 in the chat if you liked it. So thank you a lot. A pleasure to follow you in these days. Saturday and Sunday, you also work on this. And remember, today, yes, and the next one, also yes. And see you at the next event. And thank you for being at this training call. And see you next time.
Recording stopped.